Babies cry, and that's normal. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay to step away. Never shake a baby. Shaking can kill, and 1 in 4 do not survive. Survivors often face permanent brain damage. Learn more and give today at nevershakemn.com.
Well said.
Yeah, don't do that.
I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Please do
It's
not.
unanimous
Please don't.
on this show.
Please don't.
All right, should we do fan 5? It's a good transition.
I think it is. I think so.
Pew.
And we are going to have .com Tom here in just a bit.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. So we'll make this a quickie.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Thanks, Builders and Remodelers. Shout out to the Gopher basketball team and our guy, Nico Medved. They upset number 22 Indiana 73-64. That game was tied at 33 at the half. Gophers were big underdogs going into the game because the Hoosiers were scoring like 90 points a game almost on average. They were undefeated. It looked like it was going to be a guaranteed loss for the Gophers, but alas, it was not. All 5 Gopher starters in double figures. Gophers up to 5-4. Indiana 7-1. Storming the court afterwards, which pissed people off on Twitter. You know? They don't like to see the court storming, Ben, after a...
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. Who cares? Let the kids have fun.
Let them have fun.
Let them have fun.
Yeah, let them have fun.
Especially the court, because like the field, there's the people have to jump onto there.
It's the people's court.
It's a lot safer to jump onto the court. I think.
is.
Though I suppose at the barn, it's a little more dangerous than usual. You gotta fly off there.
Yeah, stadium, you got to go down.
Yeah,
the Gophers, you got to go up. It's all right.
Down, up.
This is definitely one of those sports takes that I would have had a different take 20 years ago. Now it's like, who cares? Just let them storm the court. What do I care? Right? Go have fun.
What?
If you were at that game, if you're like, I'm buying tickets to go watch the Gophers get absolutely destroyed by Indiana, and then they win, and then you see some college kids running onto the court, you go, hell yeah, why not? There's only like a couple thousand of us here. Go have fun.
I stormed the court one time.
I'm sure you did.
We were, I was working Vikings. The Gophers were playing Ohio State that night. And it was halftime when I left here, and the Gophers were leading. And so I went to Williams Arena on the way home, snuck in. And
how do you sneak in?
You talk to some people.
You knew a couple safecrackers.
Oh, gosh, I took the wrong door out. I didn't mean to leave.
You're always doing that.
You dropped the I accidentally left.
Oh, so you act like you were already there.
How do I get back in?
That's pretty good.
They fall for that?
Well, I'm charming.
Didn't you storm court one time on your birthday?
Well, there's a few doors down, but yeah.
Okay.
You ever storm a castle?
Oh. Does Excalibur count?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've stormed that place.
And because of the day of your birthday, have you ever stormed the Capitol?
Yeah.
No, that was the few doors down.
That was the other one.
Yeah.
Wesley and the Man in Black and Fezzik stormed the castle, and that was like guarded by 60 men.
Yeah.
Hello.
Very nice.
I'd only need 57 other wishes.
Oh, well.
Take it down a notch.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
And Carrie Elwes, by the way, fantastic. She's an actress.
Yeah, love her in that movie. That's great.
Giannis and the Bucks are discussing his future, which is really bad timing because he got hurt last night. The Bucks are 10-13 after a win against the Detroit Pistons, but he got hurt, left the game early. He's going to have an MRI. He's got a right calf strain. But they're talking about, should I be moving on from Milwaukee? So it sounds like the Bucks and Giannis and his reps are going to discuss where is this going.
That's strange.
And whether or not he should be moving
timing.
on. Mm-hmm.
So he gets hurt, then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know if I want to be here.
It was the other way around, yeah. So the story came out that they were discussing his options, and then not good timing that last night he gets hurt early in the game and then leaves.
And the story also said they started talking before the season too, and it didn't really work out. And then he kind of was like, I'm staying, guys. But the whole time he's been like,
don't know about this.
So do you think the calf injury is legitimate, or is that just kind of like
it probably is legit, because you definitely want to be healthy if you're moving on, right, to another team.
Yeah, unless it's a mild calf strain, which is going to heal in like a week.
Chris, your hands up.
We were not on the radio when this happened, but it did involve somebody who used to play for the Wolves. Do you remember when Latrell Sprewell had to choke that guy?
PJ Carlissimo.
Yeah.
He was
The coach?
with the Gophers, with the Golden State Warriors.
That's right. Yeah. That happened on this day in what year?
Spree played for the Warriors in something like, I'm going to say 98.
Real close, 97.
Damn it.
December 4th of 1997, NBA suspended Latrell Sprewell, 3-time All-Star point guard for the Golden State Warriors, for 1 year after he attacked Warriors coach PJ Carlissimo. During practice on December 1st, Sprewell had a verbal confrontation with Carlissimo when the coach told him to, quote, put a little mustard on a pass. When Carlissimo...
That's not the story.
It is. I'm reading. Yeah. This is from history.com. When Carlissimo approached him, Sprewell grabbed the coach around the neck and began choking him.
See, you guys are doing revisionist history. There's nothing.
Is this fake news?
There's nothing in the 90s that you could say to a basketball player that pissed them off more than, Spree, why don't you put a little mustard on that pass? Like, that was the equivalent of a 90s slur. You can't tell me to put mustard on a pass.
Yeah.
You prick.
Several other players had to pull him away.
Oh, see, it's triggering me. I'm reliving it all over again.
Yeah.
I couldn't dribble with my left hand, but I put some mustard on those passes.
Well, listen, he came back with extra mustard because they told him to leave practice. He did, returned 20 minutes later and threw a punch at Carlissimo.
You put a little stank on it, according to Jim Carrey, right? God, I love that bit. Hit her again, Ike, and put some stank on it. Oh, God, I love that bit.
Anyway.
Man, I miss those days where you could just beat up a coach and keep playing.
So he comes back 20 minutes. They're thinking he's calmed down and everything.
Yeah.
You know, okay, all right, let's, cooler heads are going to prevail here. And then he just throws a punch.
Yeah. I got to believe. Now, listen, I don't want to go out on a limb, but I got to believe the mustard thing was the last straw. Right? I mean,
it had to have been building up.
Yeah, I don't think that was the only thing he ever said to him all season long.
Man, what
It looks like one of his grandparents died choking on mustard or something.
mustard gas
it
and
set him
World War
off.
I don't know,
He was a vet. We didn't know.
In his defense, he was under a lot of stress. He had a family to feed.
He did.
On an NBA salary. I mean, that's not easy to do.
He'll never live that down. Do you know when he was traded to the Timberwolves?
2002.
Oh, you're really good. July 2003.
Okay, I
July
thought it was
2003.
I thought it was maybe the 03 season, but I couldn't remember if it was the 03 Western Conference Finals or the 04, right? Whatever.
He was really good, right?
He was
He was a great second option. Check this out. I'm on his Wikipedia, and it explains the incident with Carlissimo, and then after that it says, this was not Sprewell's first violent incident with the Warriors. In 1995, he fought with teammate Jerome Kersey, returned to practice carrying a 2x4, and reportedly threatened to return with a gun.
Wow.
But again, hacksaw was a giant deal in the 90s. It might have just been a tip of the cap to the WWF. God, I loved Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Were they in the middle of practice and all of a sudden, oh my God, is that Latrell Sprewell's music? No.
And he's got a 2x4.
How awesome if that had been the start of the nickname, like Hacksaw Latrell Sprewell. And then you brought a gun like the Big Boss Man.
I love that he had a 2x4 and then was like, this isn't enough. I'm coming back with a gun.
Yeah. He realized how poor of a decision that was. Like, I can barely swing this thing.
And the best part about it is David Stern back then's like, no, let's play a little ball here. Let him keep going. This isn't like
Coach from T-Mobile?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, should we punish him? He brought a gun and a 2x4 to practice. He threatened to kill Jerome Kersey. That kid's pretty good. Let him play.
He choked that 4-foot tall guy over there. But did you hear what he said to him?
No, the NBA is very pro mustard, so we're gonna let this kid keep playing. And then it worked out for us.
Didn't Gilbert Arenas just bring his guns to the
on the
locker
plane?
Room? On the plane?
Yeah,
it was in the locker room too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Gilbert brings guns everywhere. He's a strange guy. He went on this rant yesterday about Chris Paul getting kicked off the Clippers. Like Gilbert just he loves social media, man.
Some of these
Gilbert loves it.
These former players should have to have a license to get podcast mics.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It's entertaining though.
Like, Ben, do you know the record right now of the Oklahoma City Thunder?
They've lost one?
They're 21-1.
Yeah,
They've won
ridiculous.
13 straight. They host Dallas tomorrow night. The only reason I bring it up is I just noticed that the Wolves have him on the schedule again in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, they host OKC Friday, December 19th. 21-1, the defending champs are.
Honestly, it's impressive for all of us. If I'm a player, though, it's kind of boring.
If you're a Thunder player, or just really?
I think so.
What if this might be a late PST entry here? We'll see.
Boring in what way, though?
Yeah. Like, where's the spiciness to okay, great, we played well, we won again. Like, I don't know. I think having a little ebbs and flows your season keeps because it's such a long season.
What if it breaks the record though for the best season in NBA history?
I think
Ben
that's
wouldn't know anything about being the best.
Yeah, you weren't the best. You just tried hard.
That's true. I don't know. If it were an NFL season, yeah, absolutely. It'd be awesome to be undefeated. But 82 games, and you would lose like 5 of them. You're like, I don't know.
That might never be done again, though, in your lifetime. If you go 75-7.
I mean, I'll take it.
I guess
that's kind of boring.
That's where I get bored. Is if it's not like a record-breaking thing. If it is like a 9 or 10 win season, yeah, nothing.
I don't know. I just start experimenting with man, could I?
Sit down.
If you're bored, man.
Zach's like, I'm super bored. I'm bored too, man. I'm real bored.
You want me to put a little mustard on it?
Why don't you come over and watch Heated Rivalry with me?
Show you the Thunder.
Tom Pelissero next. .com Tom after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Hey, Rubes, this football season, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice, all thanks to Bell Bank. Head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword contest, learn more, and enter today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contests.
All right, Ben Lieber is here, final segment of the Power Trip Morning Show. Tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. Creasel will be here. No sauce tomorrow.
That's right. Yes.
But one segment with Ben today. About 15 more minutes, and it's going to be a lot of football because now it's time to talk to our guy, Tom Pelissero.
Yes.
And he knows football. He didn't play ball.
No,
he didn't play ball like you did,
No, it's
Ben.
like he could have.
He didn't.
He's a try-hard guy.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that.
Have we asked him before what position he would play? Or he thinks that he can play?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I never know what Tom's doing.
Tom, can you hear us?
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you don't like. I guess you don't like that
Here's
inquiry,
Tom, our
do you?
football expert. He didn't play though.
Well, what we've learned,
Take it all with a grain of salt.
what we've learned, Tom Pelissero, is that if you tell people they don't play ball, they get really triggered.
Yeah. So, of course, poke the bear is
Poke
all
the bear.
we do. Yeah.
Did you play youth football, Tom Pelissero?
I played flag in elementary school. That's as far as I went. When you still weigh like 120 pounds in middle school, it's it's tough to really convince your parents that playing football is going to be a good idea. So
Sure.
Wait, what'd you weigh in middle school?
I mean, maybe $120.
That's a huge bitch.
Just wanted to hit the button.
He just wanted to hit the button.
Yeah, I just wanted to hit
said
the
job.
huge bitch button.
That's right.
120. Way to go.
Yeah.
Did you play tennis, basketball? What'd you play then? You must have played some kind of sport.
Played baseball.
Baseball.
Played baseball all the way through high school. Played basketball until I got cut sophomore year. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Illustrious sports career for me.
But never thought of covering baseball since that was the game that you played the longest?
Well, I mean, in my early days in radio, there were times where I'd be there and then realize, wow, these are really long days covering baseball. It's like the clubhouse opens at like 2 p.m. The game ends at 10. You're out of there at midnight. It's like, that seems like a lot of time just
We
kind of
talked about
standing
this.
around.
We talked about this leaving the stadium on Sunday. Jared and I were walking out. We were like, yeah, man, that'll probably pretty much do it for playoffs for the season. And, we got 5 games left. Blah, blah. Imagine it's baseball season and you're out of contention and there's 50 games left in the season.
That would suck.
Imagine that.
When the Twins start 0-6 or 0-9, and then you're like, well, just 150 odd games to go. We're going to make it.
Yeah. Yucky.
Yeah. So the thing is, I felt kind of bad about this in the post game interviews. I think I was talking to Jalen Naylor. I'm like, yeah, you guys are basically you're out of the playoffs.
You're done.
But Tom, I guess I'm mistaken. Like, do the Vikings still have a chance? Is there still
They're technically alive.
Yeah.
But here, just consider this. According to our next gen stats folks, if the Lions lose tonight, their playoff percentage drops to like 19%.
Yeah.
So put a dot and probably some zeros, and then you get to the number of the Vikings playoff hopes. I mean, listen, this is, the season is what it is at this point, and I think that you heard Kevin O'Connell reference it the other day, which is, specifically talking on J.J. McCarthy. It's no longer about, mechanics and fundamentals. It's just like, just go play. Go play the position. He's not been able to stack the entire year. Just be out there, stay healthy, avoid the type of hits that get you hurt. Just go play the position. They want to see, is he going to finish on an upward ramp here? Is this offense going to finish on an upward ramp? It's not going to be the sole determiner of exactly what their big picture plans are in the offseason, but it's going to be a part of it because, I feel like we talk about it every week. You've seen some really good from J.J. McCarthy, but the bad has been really bad, and you're hoping that you're able to smooth that out. He still only started 6 games. It sounds like he's on track to be back this week against the Washington team that's been better on defense the last couple of weeks since Dan Quinn has been calling it, but still not great defensively. Let's see if they can, make some plays in a game that I think when the schedule came out, you went, oh man, 2 teams that won a ton of games last year. Commanders were in the NFC Championship game. Vikings won 14 games. This is going to be a big one in early December, and instead you got 2 teams that are both, clinging to that final shred of playoff hopes and really in the big picture thinking toward, building toward 2026.
Tom Pelissero, thanks to Bell Bank. A couple of things, Tom. Number one, I love that either you or the NFL Network said, hey, make sure you put some Christmas trees behind you for the next handful of weeks.
That's the cutest Christmas tree.
I remember it every year, and I got a box of just stuff, and it's like, we're going to put up the little sad light-up Christmas tree, and I got my Elvis record back there, and there's a few things.
It looks good. Garland. It looks festive. No, it's a good aesthetic. That. It looks solid. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, a couple of people this week have discussed the idea that the Vikings can't, quote, run it back in 2026, right? Whether it's Kwesi, KOC, the coordinators, the roster, something is going to significantly change. What do you think not running it back in 26 looks like?
Well, listen, I think that if you've seen anything from the Vikings over the several years that it's been Kevin and Kwesi at the top of the totem pole, they've been aggressive every offseason. There have been significant moves, whether it's letting, the likes of Kirk Cousins move on this past offseason, deciding to, move forward with J.J. McCarthy as the quarterback, in terms of signings, in terms of trade. They've been aggressive throughout. And when you have a season like this, at some point, postseason, I'm sure Kwesi will talk about it, but I guarantee he's already thinking about, going back through and the various decisions and, would there be anything that you would do differently? How much of this was, circumstantial with injuries and other things here? I do anticipate there's going to be changes, but I would say that's every year right now with the Vikings. The most monumental thing is going to be, what do you do at the quarterback position? Is it additive in terms of bringing in a veteran? Is it a compete situation? Is it get the mechanics right and, think JJ is going to be just in better shape in 2026 if he can stay on the field? I don't think that they'll proceed without a veteran quarterback on the roster before, cut down day like this year with Carson Wentz. That I don't anticipate. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes in terms of like the top line type of stuff. The Wilfs are very private about that. It would surprise me at this point if they're making any major changes, especially after extending Kevin and Kwesi last offseason. But we'll see. It's absolutely a disappointing season. I think that everyone should know at this point how much the Wilfs care, how much they want to win. And there's an emotional element to that. There's a business element to that. I've got no doubt that there's going to be some, hard conversations that take place after the season. But first, let's see what happens these final 5 games.
How do you think it plays out when you mention the veteran quarterbacks they could bring in? Because as of right now, the whole league knows that there's not a lot of guys to choose from that could be a viable starting quarterback. You have Mac Jones, who you're going to have to trade for. He's not just going to be a guy that's going to be on the open market. You have Jacoby Brissett, who is probably going to be retained by Arizona, which means Kyler Murray is going to be on the market. Another guy is like Jameis Winston. The issue is, there's a lot of teams out there that are going to want their services. You may have to overpay for one of these guys just to compete. And then if actually JJ wins the real competition, then you've got a high priced backup quarterback. Like, how do you feel all of that's going to get worked out with some of those players that I mentioned?
Well, I mean, I can go down the list because I got it on my whiteboard in front of me. So your available free agents include Aaron Rodgers, who's on a 1-year contract. Obviously, they didn't do it last year. He's 42 years old. I would find that hard to believe they'd go that direction. Daniel Jones is in a contract year. They've already been down that road with him, obviously, in the past. Probably not going to be a situation. Plus, it seems like, depending how the Colts finish here, that they would like to retain Daniel Jones, but he's scheduled to be a free agent. Russell Wilson's a free agent. And then you got a bunch of guys who potentially could be available in trades between Kyler Murray, exactly what they decide to do with him. Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins are going to have to make some decisions on that. If they were to try to trade him, they would have to eat some money to move that contract. I don't see anybody else taking on $54 million for Tua. And there's certainly a possibility that they keep Mike McDaniel and keep Tua for one more year and then, kind of evaluate everything with the new general manager at the end of 2026. What happens with Geno Smith? What happens with Kirk Cousins? Again, hard to imagine. I know him and Kevin still have a really good relationship. Hard to imagine him coming back, but that's another guy who's available. Justin Fields is also available. And then you guys mentioned some of the others. Mac Jones is certainly in that category. So, there's a bunch of guys. None of these are perfect types of situations. And also, I thought one of the things that was instructive last offseason was the market wasn't overwhelming for the quarterbacks that were available. And I think part of that is kind of a reaction to some of the teams that have gone big on quarterbacks, including the Falcons with Kirk, and haven't gotten their money's worth. It was a pretty soft market, honestly, for Sam Darnold until things went sideways in Seattle with Geno Smith. And then the Seahawks were willing to step up with an offer that still was, a 1-year commitment to Darnold. He makes $37.5 this year. They could move on if they wanted to. I don't anticipate they're going to, but they could move on after this season. There wasn't like people banging down Sam Darnold's door and saying, we're going to do a market value $40-50 million per year deal. Are any of these guys getting that type of money? What's the number on a Daniel Jones? Those are all, market-based questions, but you're right in terms of there's only maybe, I would say, I can go through my list, but like a dozen teams that I would say I'm pretty confident won't do something at the quarterback position, because not only do you have the teams that have a clear need, but then you've got all these other teams that it's like, what direction are they going to go on some of these quarterbacks? And it might be all right, we're not going to move on from our guy until we can get somebody else in. That's all the stuff. And it doesn't begin mid-March with free agency. It begins in January. It begins with, conversations prior to the Super Bowl. We'll have, at least some answers by the time we're out in San Francisco in early February.
Tom Pelissero again for thanks to our friends at Bell Bank, and we'll get you this week's charity and who nominated and everything. I think you're going to like it a lot, Tom. It involves doggies, and I know you're a doggy guy. But real quickly, so much criticism. I've even seen some stuff nationally with people talking about who, some people are critical of the coach and the way he handled the quarterback situation. But locally, I've heard a lot of people being very critical of our general manager. I, for one, think everybody's doing a fantastic job down at TCO, and I'm a big fan of everybody. But nationally, for you, is there a rumbling out there saying perhaps the GM is on the hot seat, or anybody in particular, or is it too early in the season for that?
I have not really heard that out there. Anytime that a team is failing to meet expectations, and by any reasonable objective standard, the Vikings have fallen short of expectations, you're going to have a focus, going back in hindsight, the biggest thing being the decisions made, at the quarterback position. There were multiple plans that were in place. A couple of things went a different direction than the Vikings were anticipating. They used all that leftover money to go and address the needs they thought they had, which were the interior, the defensive, offensive lines, get bigger, get more physical. There's moves going back. Right, take Adam Thielen. I understand why you make that trade in August, because you're going, right now, Justin Jefferson at the time they made that trade was just coming back from the hamstring. Jordan Addison's facing a 3-game suspension. Jalen Naylor was hurt, and they didn't know for sure if he was going to be back at the beginning of the season. You can plug and play an Adam Thielen who already knows your system. It brings leadership to the room. It brings experience to the room. He has a relationship with J.J. McCarthy. Had thrown with him in the offseason. It just didn't work out. I don't think that anybody would have thought when they make that trade for Thielen, you're getting 8 catches for 69 yards, and he's asking to be released and ends up playing with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. But do you want a GM who's going to be aggressive on these things? Trading a draft pick for Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's been a backup running back most of the year, but you watch him and you're like, for a 5th-round pick or whatever it was that they sent to San Francisco, I would say that he's well worth that, that shot. Obviously it hasn't worked out with Ryan Kelly, and that's not necessarily Ryan Kelly's fault. He had a concussion history. He's had more concussions. You'd like to feel the defensive additions a little bit more than they have. But again, we can evaluate that. You can do outcome-based analysis, or you can look back in the spring and go, they're trying to go for it with a team that won 14 games while simultaneously trying to give a young quarterback an opportunity, take advantage of that young quarterback contract. All that stuff's, again, going to be broken down in the offseason. But no, I wouldn't say that there's an impression with the league that Kwesi's in trouble, in part because they extended him and Kevin before the season. This has not been the season that anybody wanted, but let's see kind of how they decide to proceed, what the plans are in 2026, because there's a lot to unpack with a team that felt like they had a window, and now all of a sudden you're going to be into year 3 of JJ's rookie contract next year, and how does that change the calculus, how you put together this team moving forward?
I want to ask you about the other JJ. I feel like this is committing a purple sin by even just mentioning this, because I don't want to believe it, but I also understand the other rumors out there, and even the likes of ESPN, and I'm sure you guys at the NFL Network have talked about it, like the idea that Justin Jefferson would want to get out of here if he did not like the quarterback situation for next year and possibly the years beyond that. So what do you feel in your gut? Is he thinking, what do you think ends up happening? Would Justin Jefferson be the type of player that demands a trade?
Listen, anybody can sit here and say, hey, we see crazy trades. Justin Jefferson, would that really be a shock? And that's true. Okay, there's only, a couple dozen players in the entire league that are off limits in a trade. The Bills aren't trading Josh Allen. The Chiefs aren't trading Patrick Mahomes. It's a really short list, if you think about it, of who would not be available if someone went, hey, I'll give you multiple first-round picks. There's a financial element to these things. There's a cap element to these things. I would just say, and Kwesi said this a couple years ago before doing the contract, he didn't want to be the general manager if Justin Jefferson's not on that team. I'm slightly paraphrased. I might not have the language right. But basically it was, if Justin's not here, I'm not going to be the GM. We know how the organization feels. You're paying not just for Justin Jefferson, the football player, but it's Justin Jefferson, the brand and the gritty, and he's the identity of your franchise, and he's the one who sells jerseys and that fans want to see. All that stuff, you'd love to say everything's made in isolation of a football decision, but it's all those things when you're doing these big-time contracts with the face of your franchise. I would reiterate something I've said in the past, which is I can't think of a lot of elite wide receivers who would handle a season like this better than Justin Jefferson has. And yes, you've seen times where he slams his helmet down. He's frustrated on the sideline, but you have not seen him, melting down on JJ on the sideline. You've not seen him going after coaches. He's not getting on Twitch or Instagram and posting cryptic stuff. Justin Jefferson has done as well as you could possibly hope. But when you're talking about someone who has always set the standard of, I want to wear a gold jacket at the end of this, I want to be one of the greatest wide receivers, when you feel like you're not getting those opportunities. And I had a general manager say it to me last night, when you see Justin run a perfect route and it's, a simple out and he's wide open and the ball whizzes by his back ear, you're going to sit there and go what are we doing here? But there were a lot of, circumstances that went into this. If I'm Justin Jefferson, if I'm his agent, and by the way, it's the same agency that represents JJ McCarthy, I'm having discussions about, all right, what is our plan moving forward? Justin, I don't believe, is the type of guy who's going to storm in there the day after the season and say, get me out. I don't want to be a Viking anymore. But realistically, again, if you're being aggressive with the roster, you're taking everything into account. I think that Justin Jefferson is on that very, very short list of players that you would not trade. I would challenge, all you guys sitting there, anybody listening, what is the trade offer that would make sense to trade Justin Jefferson? In other words, what would have to be in that deal? Even if it's 2 first-round picks, which presumably are coming from a pretty good team, is 2 late first-round picks enough for you to consider trading a transcendent player who's the identity of your entire football team? I'd be reluctant to do it. I mean, yeah, there's big-time trades that happen every offseason. It's a different NFL than it was 10 years ago. I have no doubt that the Vikings will get calls about Justin Jefferson in this offseason. And you take it. There's no reason not to listen on these things. I find it hard to believe, never say never, but I find it hard to believe that they're not figuring out a way to continue building this thing around Justin Jefferson in 2026.
Unless, of course, he does what Thielen did and says, I want to get out of here. And I don't see him doing that. So I get it.
He's not in his last year. He's
right.
Not, thinking I don't want to. I mean, listen, Thielen is there. He's chip blocking Myles Garrett more than he's being targeted.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's realistically, Adam wanted to go someplace else. Him and Aaron have known each other for years. I'm excited to see him. That offense that Pittsburgh runs, I know you didn't ask me this question, but the offense that Pittsburgh runs is very much between the numbers. Aaron Rodgers throughout his history has thrown a lot of stuff outside the numbers. Get a guy who's just a reliable type of a veteran. Thielen will get, I would venture a guess. I'm not big in the prediction business. I would bet you Adam Thielen has more catches over the next couple of weeks than he did his entire time in Minnesota, just because the opportunity is there. You got guys like DK Metcalf who are going to draw attention. The tight ends draw attention. Maybe Adam Thielen is that kind of chain mover that Aaron had for years with Randall Cobb. I believe Adam's got something left. It didn't work out in Minnesota. I'm excited to see him in Pittsburgh.
Again, thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. That's Tom Pelissero. Tom, listen to this. Angele Hardy nominated the organization My Pitbull is Family out of North Minneapolis and the North Minneapolis Pet Resource Center. Check out mypitbullisfamily.org/NMPRC. My Pitbull is Family is focused on ending housing and insurance discrimination for all dogs, regardless of what they look like or their perceived breed. Their North Minneapolis Pet Resource Center currently helps to support the local community through the team of volunteer advocates who assist pet-loving community members with supplies and resources to help keep pets and their families together at home. Love those pit bulls. Good doggies.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks,
Bell
Tom.
Bank. And nominate your charity. $1,000 going to that charity. Go to KFAN.com and write in the keyword Bell Bank and nominate your charity today. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Bell Bank.
Bye, buddy.
Here goes. Former baseball player Tom Pelissero
There he is.
on the Power Trip Morning Show.
Yeah. I took a bunch of pictures of Tom looking very bored by Ben's questions.
Yep.
I just
They weren't the best.
No, but
Yeah.
but he tried
He
hard.
tried. He did. That's exactly what I was thinking. I also took a picture because I noticed that, you have a hat on right now. Is it like a flex fit, or does it have the little knobs on the back?
Nope. It's a flex fit hat.
He had one of the little knobby ones where you have to pick
The
Mine-
snapbacks.
Thank you. Mine is always on the first hole because I have a little head. His was on the fifth hole. He must have a giant head like Sauce.
I wonder what whole Sauce is on.
I have, I'm on the last two, and you can't really see it, but I've thought about an extension, like a little piece to extend it, because my head is also gigantic.
Yeah, it's a big head. And you don't have any hair. Imagine if you had a big lush hair.
Oh man, I imagine every day. Haven't seen that since middle school.
Yeah.
Sad.
Did you have lush hair?
I had a mullet way back in the day. Man.
I can see it.
That works out. I mean, you're from White Bear Lake.
Yeah, and you're a hockey guy.
And I like to party.
That's the best part about having hockey here in White Bear Lake is you get to basically cut it after the first round anyway. So,
Wow. That was
God, you're taking shrapnel. By the way, speaking of Zachary Halverson, tomorrow, $105,000 up for grabs with the initials jackpot. Marnie Gellner will be here. Mark Parrish will be here. Chris Hockey will be here. And Zach Halverson will be competitor number 4. Seventh all-time in wins. I think you're 6th or 7th all-time in points.
6'7".
One of the all-time greats,
I'm
Zachary Halverson. The Heartbreak Kid, we call him in initials, because all he does is come close to winning majors and tournaments and big games, and you just come up short.
Looking forward to losing that tiebreaker tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Great.
How dare you?
Now it's time for Headlines.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar in 2025, will you?
Sure.
Sure. It's nice, lady.
Or 2026.
Whatever.
As soon as possible. wolfriverelectric.com. Get a quote, get started, get her done. Make the sun work for you.
The sun.
Yeah,
Are
the
you
sun works for
greater
me.
than the sun?
I'm not greater than the sun. The sun is greater than my past electric bill, though.
Can I hijack your first story?
Of course.
Our friend John O'Hurley.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the controversy?
I did not.
You know how he's the dog show dude.
He is the dog show dude.
Thanksgiving. He said this about a sheepdog.
The old English sheepdog? 80 pounds of hair and 2 pounds of actual dog hair. As I have said before, if the judge picks through all of that hair and finds only one eye, he's got the wrong end of the dog.
So wait a minute. What do you mean controversy? People are mad?
raising hell.
Come on.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
a great
serious. That's a great
line.
line.
And it's not even vulgar.
I know.
If you're a kid, you didn't even get that joke.
Brilliant.
Who's mad about that?
Everybody.
Oh, God. Why do we let people
The
be mad
worst
about that?
people in
That's
the
a
world.
super funny
Let me
line.
play it one more time.
And his tone, again, it's the cadence, right? His voice
Yeah.
is so epic.
It's
What a joke.
it's the best. Here he is.
The old English sheepdog?
80 pounds of hair and 2 pounds of actual dog hair. As I have said before, if the judge picks through all of that hair and finds only one eye, he's got the wrong end of the dog.
Brilliant.
That's so good.
Come on. Hilarious.
Humans are.
Whoever complained about that
Yeah.
John O'Hurley line is definitely the person that complains to their HOA.
They probably run it.
No, because then
No.
there's nobody to complain to.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, the people that they can complain and they can wield their power.
Yeah, but
Because
I think that's more likely the person that just
Yeah, I
complains
suppose.
to the HOA but doesn't actually join the
Is that-
HOA.
Because Hawk's
Hey,
his Christmas decorations are too large and they're infringing on their yard.
did you talk to my HOA?
Today's
access to my email?
National Cookie Day. So a whole bunch of places, if you like cookies, a whole bunch of places have deals today. So yes, you know who those people are.
I'm gonna go to Sweet Martha's today.
I like Sweet Martha. I like, what's the lady who
Swing
makes
by
the giant
there.
cookies locally here? What's her
T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex, man. Tina.
This is good.
Great
Yep.
stuff.
Crumble's awesome. I know it's like super whatever, cliche and trendy now, but Crumble's badass.
Cookies are great.
Cookies are great.
Go get myself
Man.
a bucket.
I'm going to tell you, that's so weird you said that because I went when we were at Mall of America. You know how they have Nestle's cookie store on second floor? The lady was making the cookie sandwiches with the white frosting in between. I always buy one of them. It's the greatest thing about Christmas. And I saw the big giant bucket of icing. And I was like, if I had that in my house, I would be dead in a week because I don't think I could stop eating it even until I started throwing up. It's that good for me.
Yep. It's like we talked about a couple weeks ago with the middle of Dairy Queen ice cream cakes. If they just sold that, just that, in a bucket, I would buy it weekly.
Bitchin'.
And eventually you would have to either burn the house down or get me out of the house with a crane like Gilbert Grape's mom.
Yep. Man.
I still will argue that is the person who gets referenced on the show the most, that young kids must be like, who in the sweet hell is Gilbert Grape's
No
mom?
doubt about it. Yep.
Yep.
But if you're in your 40s or 50s, you probably watched that movie and know exactly what we're talking about.
For sure.
Johnny Depp and
What's
Leo.
it called?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
That's
It's
right.
Mom. Sorry.
Mom.
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 Indiana, Chris, here we go. A
Oh,
thief in
sweet
Indiana
Jesus.
pulled the old Indiana trick, which is he...
I invented that.
No, I don't. Not this, a different trick.
Oh, okay.
Asked to see a guy's gun, and then he asked to see ammunition.
Zoinks.
And then he told the guy, well, now I'm keeping it.
Oh.
I mean, he's got the gun, he's got the ammo. So that's the way he stole a guy's gun. He said, can I see that gun? Sure. Mind if I see some ammo?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, now what? Well, now I'm keeping this.
Yeah.
And you can't stop me. I have a gun and I have ammo.
Right.
It's the old classic Indiana gun theft trick.
And that's kind of a takeoff on the old hockey Indiana trick, which is,
Can
I take a look at that bra you're wearing?
And then
they take it off and you don't give it back.
Man, they always fall for that.
They do. Motorboating.
Okay.
Over 250,000 cases of shredded cheese were recalled over possible blank fragments.
Okay, I'm going to hit
You
it
saw
again.
this?
Sex!
Nope. Over 250,000 cases of shredded cheese were recalled
Well, it had to be glass.
over possible blank
Is
fragments.
it fragments of glass?
No. Just as gross, though. Similar.
What is it?
Metal. I love metal, but not metal cheese.
Oh, Pete loves metal.
Well, if he'd stop eating,
Yeah.
but he's so metal.
All right, Jill's here from Pause for Pause. You just mentioned the Pitbull charity. We love animals on this
We do.
show. Can we be adults for 60 seconds?
Nope.
I can give you 45 at best.
Let's see if we can be
Oh,
adults.
good for you, man.
Yeah, I've worked on it.
A dog in Oklahoma just broke the Guinness World Record for the longest tongue. Go for it.
got a text from don't know if this is accurate or not, but it looks like it came from a Lambert. She says,
oh, it's a she?
yeah, it's a female Lambert.
Mm-hmm. One of those female Lamberts. Yeah. What did she say?
Up for adoption? Question mark?
Oh, my.
God, then they'd have 2 dogs. Muppet in this one.
Yep.
How long do you think this dog's tongue was or is? Guinness World Record, longest tongue for a dog.
Oh, man, how long?
It's the average length of a dog tongue.
It would terrify me if you knew that.
People are always asking. So I'm going to say something absurd, like 24 inches.
It's 2 feet long.
I'm going to...
Is this the Gamork from Neverending Story? Wow, God, that's another old reference that almost
really
nobody
is.
got.
Yeah.
Zachary, take a shot.
Gene Simmons of dogs, I would say... I'm going to go 18 inches.
You guys are psychos. 7.8 inches.
That's all?
Oh, that's a...
You guys are naming tongues that are almost
close.
2 feet long. You know how long 2 feet is?
We were in the ballpark.
If it's a really, absurdly long tongue.
Vagar from Game of Thrones has a 2-foot tongue, and he's a freaking dragon. Come on, man. 7.8. Gosh.
Yeah. Reminds me of my favorite book, Trails in the Sand by Peter Dragon.
That's a terrible name.
Man, this show really
my
crash
grandpa
landed.
joke.
We got
What are
it.
you talking about? I thought it was a home run.
Tomorrow, we believe John Creasel will be here again. Marnie, Parrish, Mr.
right.
Z.
That's right.
$105,000 up for grabs with the St. Paul Federal Credit Union initials jackpot tomorrow at 8:15. Zach Halverson gets his heart broken tomorrow around 8:40 or so.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's what you do.
No doubt.
You're going to score 3 or 4 and lose.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm
tune
gonna
in
have
tomorrow. 9 to noon is next.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You two have a stay warm now. Have a great day, everybody.